Hey ho! Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. As you guys know, we are in September, which basically means we're in October, which basically means it's Halloween. I wanted to talk about a female that is, I feel like, often forgotten about when it comes to Halloween, okay? We always remember Hades and hell, but we never remember Persephone. In today's video, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about Miss Persephone and her story and how she became the queen of the underworld. So go ahead and grab yourself a little spooky drink, a little spooky treat, and let's get started, bitch. Now, Persephone was not actually born with the name Persephone, okay? When she was born, she was actually born named Kore. I'm gonna call her Kore until it's time to call her Persephone, okay? Let's talk about Kore's parents for a second, okay? So her father is Zeus. We all know who Zeus is, okay? We all know lightning. He is the god of all gods. Kore's mom is Demeter, I believe is how you say her name. I could be butchering her name and lots of other names to come, so I apologize now for my illiteracy. Now, Demeter is the goddess of nature, handles all of the agriculture stuff, okay? Okay. Now, a little bit about the dynamic of Kore's parents, okay? Zeus was an absent father, like most men are. Wasn't really around very much, and if you guys want to look into him a little bit more, or if you guys want me to do a video on anybody in particular that I mentioned in this video, let me know, of course, but he had a very rocky life, a lot of infidelity. So the one that really took care of Kore and, you know, showed her the ropes and really spent time with her was her mother, Demeter. Kore was a beautiful, lovely young girl. She really took after her mother, and it seemed like she was following in her exact same footsteps. Now, unfortunately, okay, Zeus has a brother named Hades. Okay, I feel like we're all pretty familiar with Hades. Okay, he is the god of the underworld, o sea, el rey del infierno. Now, Hades was actually becoming really infatuated with Kore. He thought she was the most beautiful thing that he had ever seen and wanted her for himself. Now, the more that Hades watched Kore, he was becoming more and more in love with her, okay? Which is strange considering he's her uncle, but whatevs. This whole, like, mythological time is very strange, to say the least. But anywho, back to Miss Kore. Hades goes to Demeter and to Zeus, right? He lets them know that he wants to marry Kore. He wants to make her his wife. Of course, Demeter is not having it. She does not approve. She does not like the idea. She forbids it. Zeus, on the other hand, is like, yeah, man, go for it. You have my approval, which, again, weird. Because Demeter is not okay with her daughter marrying Hades, aka her uncle, Zeus and Hades develop this plan, this deal, so that Hades can marry Kore, and also so that she can go live in the underworld with Hades. So fast forward a little bit in time. Kore is out and about with Cyan, who is a freshwater nymph. They're out on this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous field full of like wildflowers and just different types of berries and just beautiful nature, picking some flowers and just really enjoying the day when all of a sudden the ground splits into two and out pops out, okay, this ghostly, demonic figure, okay? There's dust, there's smoke, there's darkness everywhere. Of course, this is when they realize that this is none other than Hades, the god of the underworld and the dead. Because there was a lot of just darkness, commotion, smoke occurring all around them before Cyan or Kore could even react or realize what was happening, Hades had already grabbed, abducted, and taken Kore. One thing I do want to say about this story in particular, there's a lot of different versions of the way that this happened. For the majority of them, it involves a lot of sexual assault, a lot of sexual advances that were not consented to. There's other sources that say that Hades was just a sad, lonely soul, and Corey really took to him and kind of felt bad for him, so she just went voluntarily. But for the most part, a lot of these accounts involve some type of sexual advantages. So that's, again, really unfortunate and really fucking weird. Either way, she was taken without her permission and was put in a place where she was not okay with. Let's backtrack a little bit to the day that Corey was taken, okay? So once she is taken, Cyan is left so brokenhearted. She is so sad because her friend is gone and she has no idea if she'll ever be able to find her again. So Cyan starts crying, okay? And right where she's crying, there's a river, and because she is crying so hard and so much, you guys, she actually ends up turning into one with the river. At this point, it has been a while since Corey was taken, since Cyan was seen. Demeter becomes extremely worried and concerned because not only can she not find Cyan, but she also can't find her daughter. And this worriness turns into frustration. Is worriness even a word? And her worry turns into frustration. This part about all this is that this was Zeus's idea. Okay, he was not only okay with this, but he planned this with Hades. Zeus even ordered Gaia, which is the goddess of earth, okay, to make beautiful, beautiful flowers on that particular day at that particular field, so that both Corey and Cyan would be drawn to those flowers and Hades could take her from there. Because Zeus is god of all gods, he instructed every single one of them to keep their mouth shut and to not say anything to Demeter about what they saw or what happened to Corey. Obviously, as any mother would be, Demeter was extremely furious and upset because she could not find her daughter and Zeus was not doing shit to help her. So she lit up her torch, 2 dragons to pull her chariot, and day in and day out she was looking under rocks and under leaves and at the very top of trees in search of her daughter. Because Demeter is the goddess of nature and agriculture, in her absence, crops stopped growing, okay? Flowers started to lose their color. And because the crops weren't growing, mortals were going hungry. Of course, because Zeus doesn't want to be responsible but wants to tell people what to do, he ordered Demeter to come back and take care of her duties. And of course, like the bad bitch that she is, Demeter's denied his request and kept looking for her daughter. In the search for Corey, Demeter actually came face to face with the exact same field, the exact same spot where her daughter had been abducted from. Now, at this point, Cyan was just a pool of water, okay? A while had gone by and Corey was still not found, so Cyan was slowly disappearing, unfortunately, and could not speak to let Demeter know what had happened to Corey. But in the pool of water, there was one of the red ribbons that Corey had on that day that she was abducted. When Demeter picked it up, right away sensed a sense of struggle, a sense of sadness, a sense of fear, and a sense of darkness. Now, somewhere in hell lay Corey with Hades. Hades wanted Corey to serve as his wife and as the queen of the underworld, but of course Corey was not having it. She wanted nothing to do with him or with the underworld, and she definitely did not want to rule alongside him. He went as far as to deny any type of water or food that was given to her, because she knew even a sip of water or a bite of a seed would bind her completely to Hades and the underworld, and she would never be able to leave. So all that Corey could do at this point was just to hope and pray that her mother would be able to find her and rescue her and take her back home. There's different reports saying different things as to who was the one that actually told Demeter what had happened to her daughter. Some reports say that it was Helios, which he is the god of the sun. There's also a nymph by the name of Aretusa, or it could even had been Hecate. Hecate? I think it's Hecate, which she is the goddess of magic. So there's different reports as to who exactly was the one that told, but one of them was the one that told Demeter what had happened to Corey and who took her. As soon as Demeter finds out what had happened to her daughter, she goes to Zeus to confront him and also to demand that he bring back her daughter. By the time that Demeter had found out what had happened to Corey had actually ate something in the underworld and was forever now binded to Hades as well as hell. And at this point on, she became Persephone. Now, just like the rest of the story, there's a few different reports as to what happened that made Persephone eat something. Some reports say that she was just so super hungry and couldn't take it anymore and just decided to eat. Other reports say that Hades seduced her and basically forced her to eat something. And other reports say that she did it willingly. She ended up really falling in love with Hades and really bonding with him on a different level, and she did it on her own terms. Either way, Persephone was stuck in hell. Demeter was definitely very heartbroken and very upset, and even told Zeus that she would no longer be tending to her duties, and he was gonna have to figure out what to do with all the hungry mortals that were depending on her crops. So Zeus goes to his so sweet, lovely brother Hades, and they end up working out a deal. Persephone would remain in the underworld as wife and co-ruler of hell with Hades for 6 months. 1 month for every seed that she ate, okay? And the rest of the year, which would be the other 6 months, she could come back home and be with her family and her loved ones. But she had to return. This part of the story is really, really cool to me because in the way that they were kind of sharing Persephone, this created seasons, okay? So while she was down in hell ruling next to Hades, it was snowy and cold on Earth, okay? And this was said to be because of her sadness and having to go back down to hell. And when she would come back to Earth, it was springtime. So it was nice and sunny and everything started to bloom again because she was happy and, well, alive. One thing that I will give Hades credit for, okay, out of the very many bad things that he did, was that he allowed Persephone to rule alongside him as equals, okay? So this meant that Persephone could determine the fate of those that she hated, and she could also bring back the dead. So if there was somebody that she did not want to see gone, she could just easily bring them back. She had the power to do so. People actually don't even like to say Persephone's name, Hades as well, but they don't even like to mention them because they feel as though it kind of brings them out more and attracts them more. However, on Earth, Persephone was known as this beautiful goddess that created seasons and was incredibly celebrated throughout the whole world. Do I think it's fair that she was put in a position that she did not want to be in? No, but I think that she made the best out of that situation and she became the amazing, wonderful, and beautiful ruler, goddess of the underworld. Gosh, you guys, I'm honestly obsessed with this girl, okay? After kind of reading about her and learning about her, I am absolutely obsessed. I think she is incredible and wow, like, go girl, you fucking do it. Show these men how it's done. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story on Persephone and how she became the Queen of the Dead. Let me know down below your favorite goddess. Bonus points if it's me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. As always, I appreciate y'all more than you will ever get to imagine. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget to smile and be happy. Live it the fuck up, okay? Make sure you guys eat, drink some water, smoke some weed, pet a doggy, and live it the fuck up, bitch. I will see you guys very soon for another video.